In this video tutorial, we will explore the Department of Education's new distance education rules. The four components include regular and substantive interaction, which is what the teacher does, academic engagement, which is what the student does, clock hours, which is time spent, and credit hours. We are going to be specifically focusing on regular and substantive interaction in this video. We will save the other topics for another tutorial. The U.S. Department of Education's new distance education rules require that all online courses for which students may use Title IV funds or federal financial aid ensure that there is regular and substantive interaction between students and instructors. This is to ensure that our online courses are not simply correspondence or auto-generated courses, but that there is interaction between the instructor and the students. Substantive interaction is engaging students in teaching, learning, and assessment consistent with the content under discussion. We are going to look at three characteristics of regular and substantive interaction in this video. First, we'll look at interactions that are initiated by the instructor. Next, we'll look at interactions that are frequent and consistent. And third, we will focus on interactions that are focused on the course subject. Interactions that are initiated by the instructor are obviously started by the instructor. The instructor should take an active part in initiating and guiding a range of interactions. Interactions are not optional and left up to each student's discretion. Rather, they are an integral part of the instructional plan for the course. Examples and non-examples are shown on this page. So the examples of substantive interaction that are initiated by the instructor are on the left column of this screen with the green check marks. Non-examples have the X on the right-hand side of the screen. So examples are post a forum question and actively facilitate the conversation, schedule an individual student progress meeting via office hours or a virtual meeting platform 3 times per semester. That may include the first week check-in, at midterm concerning grades, and prior to the final exam. The instructor may provide personalized comments in any medium for an individual student's assignments. Non-examples include a student happens to drop in regularly during open office hours, add numeric grades to the course gradebook, or a student submits a quiz that is automatically graded. Notice the things on the right-hand side, the non-examples, are initiated by the student and not the instructor. Next, we'll look at frequent and consistent interactions. These interactions should be frequent and consistently repeated throughout the course. Lengthy time intervals should not pass between interactions. Mode of interaction may vary. Regular cadence of interaction should remain consistent. At a minimum, seek to interact with every student frequently and be active in the course on a regular basis. Questions via email and messages should be responded to promptly. So follow your institution's guidelines and make sure that you are also considering these Department of Education rules. Some examples and non-examples. The examples are routinely post announcements and send messages that you have written specifically for the course, actively facilitate a required discussion for every course unit, hold 1-hour online optional review sessions every other week during the semester, and send a Moodle message to prompt a student to re-engage in the course, citing specific missed assignments. Some non-examples are send a welcome message during the first week of class and a mid-semester message around week 5. Or encourage students to participate in an optional one-time online review session before the final exam, which would be much too late to be included in substantive interaction if it was done simply on its own. Next, we'll look at focused on the course subject. Interaction should be connected to the course subject and contribute to the student's progress toward course learning objectives. Routine procedural interactions such as reminders of upcoming deadlines are not substantive on their own. Activities like assigning grades are also not substantive unless they're accompanied by personalized feedback. Examples are send a message previewing concepts introduced in the next unit and listing questions for students to have in mind when reading the textbook chapters. Or post an example from last night's Dodgers game in the course's real-world physics discussion to illustrate the concept of coefficient of restitution. Non-examples remind students of the course attendance policy or post an announcement regarding upcoming assignment deadlines. Or post to the course's general topics discussion thread lamenting the outcome of last night's Dodger game, or whatever your favorite team might be. So next we're going to look at some proposed ideas for substantive interaction. Syllabus and welcome video. Set clear expectations for interaction in the syllabus and welcome video. Let students know how frequently they can expect to hear from you, when you will or will not be available to respond to messages, and how quickly they can expect to get a response to questions and to work they submit. Clearly state if and when participation is linked to grades. Give timely, individualized, and in-depth feedback. Research shows instructor feedback is most beneficial when offered in a timely manner. Lengthy delays in grading are unfair and lead to discouragement and disinterest. Feedback can take many forms, such as written comments, audio or video, and individual conferences. They go beyond assigning a grade, pre-written comments, or general statements such as good work or needs improvement. Communicate accomplishments and areas for improvement with suggestions. Course announcements. Send course announcements or messages at regular intervals during the semester. Use announcements that focus on subject matter. Synthesize materials and comments on questions from previous week. Highlight, contextualize, or illustrate key concepts students will encounter. Try to establish a general rhythm which is consistent with the organization of the course. Facilitate online discussions. Play an active role in facilitating online discussions. Post regularly to discussion forums to pose guiding questions, propose counterpoints, and establish connections among student ideas. Engage in Socratic dialogue and provide encouragement for struggling students. Conduct regularly scheduled online sessions and one-to-one appointments. Online office hours provide an opportunity for students to ask questions and can be used to supplement instruction. Incorporate brief structured lessons at the beginning of an open-ended study session. Take advantage of the flexibility of online instruction by offering optional participation in some regularly scheduled synchronous sessions. Use digital engagement tools. Promote engagement with tools such as Padlet, VidGrid, Edpuzzle, H5P, Moodle lessons, forums, and choice activities, to name but a few. Digital tools provide a variety of ways to ask questions, collaborate, brainstorm, and demonstrate understanding in visually appealing ways. Virtual meeting tools provide a way for immediate interaction. Promote engagement during virtual meetings using chat, hand raising, games, digital note-taking, partner activities, choral reading, questioning, and breakout rooms. Another way is to collect mid-course feedback from students. Discover your students' perceptions mid-course. Use a survey or formative assessment to invite students to suggest 1 or 2 changes to enhance interaction, improve collaboration, and promote community. Ask about clarity of expectations and types of interaction they consider most valuable. Ask about additional resources that would be helpful. Communicate changes you will make based on the students' responses. Thank you for joining me for this hot topic of substantive interaction based on the Department of Education's new distance education rules. See you next time.